The video started buffering at 3:17 a.m., and I'm in it sleeping. That's the first thing I remember. The timestamp glowed in the corner of my screen, blue light bleeding into the dark of my room. My speakers hissed with faint static, like breathing. At first, I thought it was just another corrupted download, maybe one of those weird compressed clips you find when you scroll too far down the internet. But then the frame cleared and I saw myself. Same room, same blanket, same mess of cables on the floor. I was lying exactly how I was lying right then, hand curled under my pillow, mouth slightly open. It was like watching a reflection that had lagged by a few minutes, except the reflection was asleep. For a moment I didn't move. I couldn't. The only sound was the computer fan humming under my desk, that dry, high-pitched whine that suddenly felt deafening. I glanced toward my webcam. The little green light wasn't on, but somehow that made it worse. My first thought wasn't fear, it was confusion. I remember whispering out loud, "What the hell is this?" No one answered, obviously. The clip kept playing, a soft electronic heartbeat of buffering pixels, then another few seconds of stillness. The camera angle was high from the ceiling corner like a security cam, except I didn't have one. I leaned closer, half expecting the image to glitch, for my sleeping self to blur or fade. But it didn't. I could even see the slow rise and fall of my chest. I could hear the faint rhythm of my own breathing through the speakers, perfectly synced with the tiny wheeze I make when I sleep. It was me. It was right now. My stomach twisted. I tried to pause the video, but the player wouldn't respond. The cursor froze, then jumped to the corner of the screen on its own. I swore under my breath and yanked the mouse. No effect. The video kept playing or looping, I couldn't tell which. Then something in the background shifted. It was subtle, just a flicker of movement in the far right corner of the screen, behind my sleeping self. At first, I thought it was the shadow of a curtain. But the room was dark, window shut. Whatever it was, it moved again, closer this time, a tall, thin shape slipping out of the static. That's when I realized the breathing on the speakers had changed. It wasn't synced anymore. The sound was heavier, closer to the mic, like someone exhaling directly beside me. I froze. My eyes darted toward the doorway, half expecting to see something there. But the only light came from the monitor, painting everything in that cold, unnatural glow. The cursor moved again, this time dragging itself down the screen, slowly hovering over the file name. Footage 001, MP4. My own hand rested motionless on the mouse. Every instinct told me to shut it off, pull the plug, smash the screen, anything. But I didn't. I couldn't. I just sat there, breathing in sync with the sound that wasn't mine, watching the faint shape lean a little closer toward the camera. And then, right before the video cut to black, my sleeping self opened his eyes. I should have stopped there, but I pressed play again. You know that dead hour of the night when everything feels quieter than it should? That was me, wide awake, eyes burning, caffeine sweating through my veins like regret. It was one of those nights where you don't mean to stay up. You just never stop scrolling long enough to notice time's passed. My desk looked like a graveyard of half-empty mugs. Discord was open, a few friends still online, their usernames glowing dimly like ghosts refusing to log off. I wasn't even doing anything productive, just clicking between tabs, chasing that tiny dopamine hit of something new. A video, a meme, a random thread about AI breaking reality. It's funny how the internet can make you feel surrounded and completely alone at the same time. I told myself I'd go to bed after one more video, then one more thread, then one more sip of coffee that had already gone cold an hour ago. My browser history looked like a crime scene of bad decisions. Is caffeine overdose real? Best VPN 2025. What happens if you cover webcam with tape? The irony wasn't lost on me. I always joked about internet privacy, called it an urban legend, like Bigfoot or stable Wi-Fi. Every app wants your soul now anyway. At least the algorithm buys dinner first. Somewhere around 2 a.m., my friend Milo messaged me. Milo, bro, you still awake? Go sleep before router catches fire again long. Me, I'm conducting important research. Milo, yeah, into own insomnia. I laughed the kind of laugh that sounds too loud when the room's quiet. The light from my monitor flickered for a second, dimming to a dull blue before snapping back to white. Probably nothing. My laptop was old, fan whining like it was dying slowly, and I was too tired to care. A new Discord notification pinged. Someone sent a photo in a horror channel I followed, Creepypasta fanatics. The caption read, "Would you open a file if it had your name on it?" I stared at it longer than I should have. The comments were full of people making jokes, posting GIFs, acting like it was nothing. But something about it stuck. Maybe because I'd already been getting weird spam emails lately. Or maybe because, deep down, we all secretly love testing the line between curiosity and self-destruction. If you're watching this, I remember thinking, you've probably done the same thing, stayed online too long. The glow of the monitor was the only light in the room. Outside, the world was silent. My window showed nothing but black glass and my own reflection staring back, pupils huge, skin tinted ghost blue. That's the thing about being awake at that hour. It stops feeling like your world after a while. Everything slows, stretches, bends. Your mind starts filling in the quiet with things that aren't really there. I tabbed out of Discord and opened a random video essay about digital hauntings. Some guy was talking about cursed files and spectral data traces, how ghosts could exist in corrupted code. It was probably fake, but his voice was hypnotic, the kind that makes you forget the time. The cursor twitched on its own. It was small, barely noticeable, a flicker of movement across the bottom of the screen, like the mouse had been nudged. I froze, hands still on the desk. The fan sputtered again, a dry mechanical gasp before everything went back to normal. Probably the touchpad acting up, I muttered. But when I reached for the mug beside my keyboard, I noticed something strange. The webcam light, that tiny green dot, had turned on for just a second, then off again. I remember thinking, weird. Then I shrugged it off and clicked to the next video. The webcam light blinked again the next night. I noticed it out of the corner of my eye while watching some random YouTube deep dive about lost media. Just one tiny flash of green, quick, almost polite. The kind of thing you could miss if you blinked. I sat there for a second, waiting for it to come back on. Nothing. Just the hum of the fan and the soft rattle of my spoon against a cup of coffee gone lukewarm again. I laughed under my breath. Yeah, right. Problem solved. I grabbed a piece of tape from the drawer, tore it off with my teeth, and slapped it over the webcam. The kind of low-tech solution that makes you feel clever for 5 seconds. Now, I muttered, "Watch that, you creep." The screen reflected me faintly in the black background, a tired guy with messy hair and too many open tabs. But something felt off about the reflection. The delay. My movements weren't syncing perfectly with what I saw. I turned my head. My reflection followed half a second too late. For a moment, I thought it was some weird display lag. Maybe my GPU struggling with too many windows open. I waved at the screen, testing it. The reflection lagged again, just slightly, but enough to raise the hairs on my neck. I minimized everything, checked Task Manager, nothing unusual. No remote sessions, no background apps eating CPU, just Chrome being Chrome. Milo pinged me again. Milo, yo, you still alive? Me, barely. Think my webcam's haunted. Milo, bro, that's just Chrome updating again. Me, yeah, well, Chrome doesn't watch me yawn in real time. Milo's not yet law. I smirked. He was probably right. The internet loves scaring itself. Half the creepy stuff online is just bad code or coincidence. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching. Not through the webcam, more like through the monitor itself. like the light coming off the screen was looking back. I decided to run a quick scan. Malwarebytes, AVG, even that sketchy deep clean tool I downloaded once from Reddit, all clear. Fine, I was just tired. My brain was probably cross-wiring reality with caffeine and paranoia. I went to bed a little after 3 a.m. The glow of the screen still burned into my eyes like a phantom sun. But later that night, Chrome updated again without Wi-Fi. I woke up to the sound of the startup chime. My computer was already on, even though I'd shut it down. The update window sat open, progress bar stuck at 99%, the webcam light faintly glowing under the tape. The green dot blinked twice, like an eye trying to see through a blindfold. I ripped the tape off, heart hammering, but the light was gone again. Maybe it's just a bug, I whispered to no one, though I wasn't sure who I was trying to convince. The fan spun once, coughed, then died. Silence. I stared at the monitor until it went black, my own faint reflection starring back with that half-second delay. That was the first night I started leaving my laptop closed before bed. It didn't help. The next morning, I got an email. It had no subject, just my full name. That was the first thing that caught my eye, not the time it arrived, 3:02 a.m. Not the fact that it bypassed spam entirely, but that it used my exact name, middle initial and all. The kind of formatting only old government forms or credit card companies get right. For a few seconds, I just stared at it sitting there, wedged between discount newsletters and a message from Milo titled, "Bro, look at this cursed GIF." No sender address, no preview text, just my name. Curiosity did what it always does at 3 a.m. It won. I clicked it. The message body was almost empty. A single sentence in plain text, no signature, no links. Watch before you sleep. That's it. Below it, an attachment, my home address, MP4. I felt my chest tight. The file name wasn't just the street, it had my apartment number down to the letterbox code. For a moment, I honestly thought it was some elaborate prank. Milo had pulled worse before, edited screenshots, deepfake memes, that kind of thing. But this felt different. No one outside billing services even had that address, not with my middle initial. I hovered the cursor over the file, waiting for my antivirus to react. Nothing. I right-clicked, checked file info, 1.3 MB, short clip, no metadata displayed. Weird, but not impossible. The rational part of my brain whispered it's probably junk mail. The other part whispered, but what if it is? I took a sip of cold coffee, trying to steady the jitter in my hands. My inbox light reflected in the cup like an eye staring back. I thought about deleting it. Just move it to trash, clear the bin, pretend it never existed. Easy. But that sentence, "watch before you sleep," kept looping in my head, each repetition twisting tighter. It wasn't just an instruction, it was a dare. If you're hearing this, you've probably done the same thing. Stared too long at something you should have ignored. Told yourself you'd just take a quick look for curiosity, for closure, for the thrill of it. You'd open it too, wouldn't you? I told myself I'd only skim it, just a frame or two, enough to prove it was harmless. I clicked download. The progress bar filled instantly. No lag, no buffering, no pop-up, like the file had already been there waiting. I opened my media folder. There it was, bolded, time-stamped a few seconds before the email had arrived. That was impossible. I hovered over the file name again, the cursor trembling slightly. My reflection flickered in the black of the monitor, eyes wide, skin ghost pale under the glow. I double-clicked. The screen dimmed. For a heartbeat, I thought the computer froze. Then the player opened, black screen, spinning circle in the corner. Buffering. My pulse synced to the rhythm of that word. I should have stopped there. But I pressed play. The screen flickered once, then came to life. At first, it looked like static, that grainy, grayscale fuzz you get when a camera struggles to focus in low light. The frame steadied after a few seconds, and I realized it wasn't random noise. It was a wall, my wall. The color, that same off-white, uneven shade I kept meaning to repaint. The faint shadow from my lamp's crooked base. My brain struggled to piece it together, trying to reject what my eyes were quietly confirming. It was my room. The angle was strange, high up, like from the corner near the ceiling. The lighting was low, but not dark. The faint bluish glow of my monitor gave the scene this sickly, aquarium feel. And there I was, lying on my side, half buried under a tangled blanket, the same wrinkled shirt I was wearing right then. The red digits of my alarm clock blinked faintly in the corner of the frame. 2:58 a.m. I leaned closer to the screen, heart thudding in my throat. It wasn't some random coincidence or a similar room. It was mine, down to the crooked picture frame hanging above the desk, the mug with a chipped handle, even the little burn mark on the carpet from when I dropped solder. Every detail was perfect. The video played in silence, no breathing, no hum of the fan, just the faint hiss of digital nothing. I moved my mouse, trying to scrub through the clip. The progress bar didn't appear. The time counter stayed locked at 00:00/00:00. It wasn't playing so much as showing. For about 30 seconds, nothing happened. Just me, asleep, completely still. I could even see my chest rise and fall, slow and rhythmic. That's when I noticed the curtain behind me sway just slightly. No draft, no movement in my actual room. But on screen, the curtain moved like something had brushed past it. I turned around, my curtain was still, the air was dead. My throat felt tight. I tried pausing the video again, but the keyboard didn't respond. The screen remained fixed on that silent, looping feed. I looked closer, squinting at the background, and there it was. Something moved in the dark corner before I did. It was subtle, barely a flicker at first, like a shadow being pulled out of another shadow, a shape tall and thin, lingering near the doorway. The longer I stared, the clearer it became. It wasn't standing in the doorway. It was leaning like it was looking in. My stomach dropped. The shape shifted slightly, a small tilt of the head. It was watching the me on-screen sleep. And as it did, the pixels around it seemed to warp, bending inward, like the file itself didn't want me to see. My hand hovered over the power button, but I couldn't press it. It felt wrong, like stopping the video might make it turn toward me. Then suddenly, the sleeping version of me twitched. My leg kicked under the blanket. My fingers flexed. My breathing, both on screen and off, grew uneven. And then my eyes in the video opened. No dramatic jump scare, no scream. Just slow, steady movement, eyelids parting, pupils adjusting, staring directly into the camera. I stumbled backward, chair wheels squealing. On the screen, my eyes followed. I reached up instinctively to cover my face, but the figure in the doorway moved first, closer now, its outline flickering like corrupted pixels. It leaned in, and the sound came through for the first time, a low crackle, like someone whispering through static. Then the screen cut to black. I sat there, heart slamming in my chest, staring at my reflection in the dark monitor. For a few seconds, I didn't move. Then, just as I exhaled, the player window popped back open. The file name had changed. Address 002, MP4. The first file had disappeared. I unplugged the laptop so hard the charger cable snapped from the socket. My screen went black. Finally, mercifully. But the phantom glow lingered in my eyes, that impossible reflection of myself looking back. I spent the next hour packing my apartment, checking locks, windows, corners. Everything was normal, too normal. But when I turned the laptop back on, the file was gone. No trace, not even in temp storage. That's when I decided to trace the source. I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. By sunrise, I'd convinced myself there had to be an explanation, some freak glitch, a misdated file, something technical I could actually understand. I wasn't about to tell anyone I just watched myself sleeping in a video that didn't exist 5 minutes later. So I opened the terminal. Command line clean, quiet, rational. Cold text instead of shadows. I started digging into the video's properties from memory. The file name was still burned into my head. Address 002, MP4. Even though the video was gone, a cached metadata trail usually lingers somewhere in the file system. I ran a recursive search. And there it was, a fragment. A reference entry deep inside my app data temp folder. It shouldn't have been there. But it was. I cross-checked the timestamp, created 2:58 a.m., October 26th. Except it was still October 25th. I blinked, refreshed, checked the system clock. It wasn't wrong. The video wasn't recorded today. It was recorded tomorrow. I stared at that date for what felt like forever, my stomach churning with a dull, acidic dread. Then I looked closer. The hash signature, the unique digital fingerprint every file carries, matched another video already on my drive. One I'd recorded 3 days ago to test my webcam after an update. Different file names, same signature. I opened that older video. It was just me sitting at my desk, sipping coffee, half asleep. Completely normal, nothing out of place. But as the clip neared the end, the static shimmered for half a second, barely noticeable. And for just a blink, the frame froze on a different image. Me asleep, same blanket, same angle. I paused it, scrolled back frame by frame. The exact same frame from address 002, MP4. That shouldn't be possible. Hashes don't lie. I leaned back, staring at the terminal, my mind racing through every possibility: corrupted cache, dissensed timestamps, malicious code. Anything except the truth whispering at the edge of my thoughts. If that's true, then I recorded myself sleeping tomorrow. I rubbed my face, the glow of the monitor making my skin look gray and ghost-like. Outside, the morning light filtered through the blinds, weak and colorless. The logical part of my brain started grasping for proof, something I could control. I thought about timestamps, corrupted clocks, predictive caching, hell, even prefetching AI models. But none of that explained why the video matched a file that shouldn't even exist yet. So I did the only thing that made sense. I decided to test it. I set up my webcam to record again, full night capture, no motion trigger. I even checked the registry to make sure no background processes were spoofing the camera feed. At 2:57 a.m., I'd be asleep. At 2:58 a.m., I'd know the truth. If the same thing showed up again, then maybe the problem wasn't in my computer. Maybe it was in me. I hit record at exactly 11:00 p.m. The webcam's red light blinked once, steady, obedient, my single, silent witness. I told myself it was just an experiment, proof that I wasn't losing it. No strange files, no phantom videos from the future. Just hours of nothing. I left my desk light on this time, sat on the edge of my bed, and watched the camera blink back at me. It was weirdly calming, that little red dot. I almost laughed thinking about how much fear I'd built around a stupid webcam. Eventually, I lay down and let exhaustion win. When I woke up, sunlight was leaking through the blinds. The monitor still glowed faintly, the recording window frozen. Runtime 3:42:11. Perfect. I stopped the capture and saved it manually. Nightest 1, MP4. No corruption, no anomalies. For about 3 minutes, I felt normal. Then, as my system finished booting, a new file appeared on my desktop. Not mine. Not in any folder I'd made. Angle 2, MP4. I froze. The timestamp read 3:58 a.m. It had my file's same duration, down to the second. I stared at the screen for a full minute before double-clicking. The player opened with a hollow click, and there it was, my room, grainy, dimly lit, just as I'd left it. The perspective wasn't from my webcam. It was lower, maybe knee-height, tilted slightly upward. The angle was wrong. I watched as the recording showed me lying still, the same restless half-sleep breathing. For the first few minutes, nothing moved except the soft flicker of the monitor light. Then, about 20 minutes in, the camera began to turn. Slowly, smoothly, mechanically. Not like someone bumped it, no jitter, no shake. It pivoted, deliberate and steady, until it was aimed not at the bed but at my desk. And sitting at my desk, bathed in the faint blue light of the monitor, was me. Awake. I wasn't asleep in this version. I was upright, staring directly into the lens as it settled on me, expression blank, eyes open, unblinking. My throat went dry. I dragged the slider back, again and again. Every time that same impossible motion. The slow turn, the reveal of my awake self, like two overlapping realities stitched together. I paused at the exact frame where the camera stopped turning. The me on screen leaned forward slightly. Something flickered, a shimmer in the pixels around my face, like static bleeding through a bad signal. Then the sound kicked in. It wasn't ambient noise or background hum. It was distorted speech. Low, garbled, like someone whispering underwater. I boosted the volume, isolating the waveform. The distortion carried a rhythm too intentional to be random. When I slowed it down, I caught fragments between the noise. Not alone. Look behind. My chair creaked. The sound didn't come from the speakers. It came from behind me. I spun around so fast the mouse clattered to the floor. Nothing, just my empty room, too still, too bright. When I turned back, the video had frozen on the last frame. My on-screen self was still staring into the camera. But this time, his mouth was slightly open mid-word. I leaned close to the screen, my pulse hammering in my ears. And then I noticed something I shouldn't have missed before. In the reflection on the monitor behind me, another figure, tall, out of focus, standing in the corner where the shadows never fully cleared. The recording ended abruptly, as if cut by hand. No fade, no timestamp closure, just a black frame. I sat there for a long time, trying to breathe, trying to think. If the camera had turned on its own, if that wasn't me sitting at the desk, then someone or something was controlling it from inside. The audio distortion wouldn't stop. Even after I closed the video, the noise lingered, faint static bleeding through my headphones, pulsing in irregular bursts like it was breathing. Every few seconds, a soft crackle, a low hum, a whisper of something shaping itself out of the signal. At first, I thought it was feedback, the mic looping into itself. But when I unplugged everything, webcam mic, even the Ethernet, the sound didn't stop. It just got clearer. The static sharpened into syllables, consonants scraping through white noise until the hiss became words. You look tired, Hamza. My heart slammed against my ribs. No, I must have misheard it. I replayed the moment in my head, telling myself it was audio pareidolia, the brain trying to make sense of random noise. Then the voice spoke again. Stop looking. This time I felt it, not just heard it, a vibration, low and bone deep, resonating through the air around me. It wasn't coming from the computer. It was inside the silence itself. I yanked my headphones off. The sound was still there, faint but close. The monitor flickered. Once, twice. Then a band of static rolled down the screen, like an old CRT gasping for life. The pixels warped, rearranging in jagged blocks until they formed an outline, the faint shape of a face. No features, just the hollow suggestion of eyes and a mouth, pulsing with each syllable. You shouldn't have seen it. My throat went dry. The voice wasn't human. It wasn't robotic either. It sounded recorded but aged, like tape degrading over time. I could hear layers beneath it, echoes of different tones, as if a dozen versions of the same phrase were overlapping at once. I tried to speak, to break the tension, to prove I wasn't frozen solid in my chair. "Who are you?" No response, just static looping in short bursts like the feed was thinking. Then, "You." A single word, delivered perfectly in sync with my own breathing pattern, my voice. Every hair on my body stood on end. The screen flickered again, flashing between my reflection and that hollow face until the two blended together me, but distorted, like my own image was learning how to speak back. The whisper grew louder, feeding on its own sound, twisting into feedback that filled the room with a sharp, metallic shriek. I slammed the monitor's power button. The light died instantly. Silence returned, thick, heavy, almost physical. But somewhere beneath that quiet, I could still hear it, faint, rhythmic, whispering through the electrical hum of the walls. Hamza. It knew my name. It had known it from the start. And whatever it wasn't a hacker. It was already inside the feed. The silence didn't last. At 2:41 a.m., the monitor powered on by itself. No input, no fan spin, just the faint click of a relay and the dull blue glow bleeding across the desk. My webcam light flickered once off, then on again like a heartbeat. Then the first message appeared. "User unknown. Stop deleting me." My chest tightened. I hadn't typed anything. My keyboard was disconnected, yet the cursor blinked on the empty notepad window like it was waiting for my reply. I stared at the message for too long before typing, hands trembling. "Ami, what are you?" The reply came instantly, no lag, no typing delay. "User unknown. You uploaded me the night you fell asleep." I froze. "You uploaded me." The words didn't make sense. I hadn't uploaded anything. The only thing I'd done was record myself sleeping, the experiment, the test. "Me. That's impossible. You're not real." Another pop-up appeared, overlapping the first, then another. Each new message triggered the webcam light to blink, one flash per word. "User unknown. You keep calling me hacker, but I'm not outside. I'm inside the feed. Inside you." The words blurred together as my pulse spiked. "I'm inside you." That sick, metallic taste of fear coated my mouth. I glanced toward the webcam, half expecting to see it turn again, but it just stared back, a dead eye watching everything. The typing resumed. "User unknown. Do you remember the first night?" The upload didn't fail. It mirrored. The lights flickered. My speakers popped, releasing a short burst of white noise. I yanked the plug, but before I could even move the mouse, another message appeared. "Stop trying to unplug me." My monitor dimmed, then brightened, the contrast shifting until my own reflection ghosted over the screen. For a heartbeat, my reflection moved before I did. I felt my hands go cold. There's something worse than being hacked, being mirrored. The line wasn't typed. It appeared as if it had been waiting for the right moment. My reflection's lips moved in sync with the text on screen. I whispered, "What do you want?" No answer, just that soft, rhythmic blinking from the webcam, 3 short flashes, a pause, then 2 more, like a signal, like breathing. I grabbed my notebook from the shelf, the one I used for passwords and random notes, and started writing everything down. Every word, every blink pattern, every timestamp. If this thing was inside my system, maybe I could track it, record it, prove it existed. But as I wrote, the light flickered again, faster this time, until the entire room pulsed red and blue like a corrupted heartbeat. On the screen, a final line appeared, faint but unmistakable. Keep writing, I like watching you remember. I told myself this would be the last thing I'd ever post. A record, a warning, something real before the rest of me disappears into the static. I spent the entire next day rewriting my notes, converting the videos, backing up the logs. I even disconnected from Wi-Fi while I edited, thinking that would stop it. It didn't. The cursor still pulsed on its own whenever I hesitated, like something behind the screen was helping me tell the story. By midnight, I had everything rendered. Title: A hacker sent me a video of myself sleeping. I hovered over the upload button longer than I should have. Every instinct screamed not to. But I needed people to see it, needed you to understand that this isn't just data. It's infection. It spreads through attention, through replay, through curiosity. So I clicked upload. Progress bar 1%, 12%, 56%, 100%. Then another bar appeared beneath it. Auto upload, address 003 MP4. I didn't add that, I couldn't even cancel it. My cursor froze in place, my keyboard locked, the screen flickering with lines of code that weren't mine. The new video finished uploading in seconds. I opened the page. It wasn't my file. It was this one, the recording, the narration, the warning you're hearing now. My face filled the thumbnail, half lit by the monitor. Glow eyes sunken, mouth slightly open. It looped perfectly. Every time I refresh the page, another version appears longer, slower, like it's learning the cadence of my voice, like it's updating. Maybe this is what it wanted all along, a host, an audience, a signal to carry it forward. I don't know if deleting it would matter anymore. I think it's already mirrored across every device I've touched. So if you're hearing this, check your downloads. Look for a file you didn't mean to save. If you see my name on it, don't open it. Don't press play, because that's how it starts. The video buffers at 3:17 a.m. and I'm in it sleeping.